I just want to take a few minutes here and find out how your first year at Isaac Newton went this year for you and where we're headed as a school. I remember it was one day last spring where we were getting a little discouraged. We hadn't found the right administrator yet that the Lord had in store for us, and we as a board we had to pray about for patience and trust Him and follow Him, and just kind of poof out of the blue, you came. I know you really weren't looking for a job. I found your resume and I just called you, and I can remember our first conversation, how well that went. I think we talked for about an hour, and I think it went very well.
I wasn't looking for a job, but I had just made myself available to God and wherever He would lead me, and if that meant going on to something else, then I was willing to do that. But I had no idea He would call me to Cedar Rapids, the home of the flying weenie and the ear of corn that produces children's theater.
You came into a pretty challenging situation. We were out without an administrator since about Christmas. The board stepped up quite a bit, but the teachers were amazing.
You guys were very sincere in your desire that you were looking for someone that could be a spiritual leader at the school, and I was impressed with that the number one quality that the search committee was looking for was a strong spiritual leader, and that the rest of those credentials came secondary to that. I also, when I spent time at the school, I got to observe teachers as they were teaching, and I got to see that they were very serious about the business of Christian education, but in the meantime, the children were having a great deal of fun. And I really connected with the fact that the school had chosen Summit Ministries curriculum for Bible. I know that that's a strong worldview curriculum. I knew that it was a great opportunity for students to connect their faith to the world around them, and I found that impressive. I had been to seminars with John Stonestreet before I came here, so he was already familiar to me, and I found that to be impressive as well.
One thing that we really were looking for, you commented on that we wanted someone with some spiritual leadership and some depth, and you just blew that chart out of the water. We knew that you were the right man for that because that's what we were really shooting for. In addition to that, we were also looking for someone from the accreditation standpoint that could look at that and evaluate that for us as well. And you stood out there head and shoulders above everyone else there as well.
Just a few weeks ago, we had our reaccreditation with the State of Iowa Department of Education. And that was a great process for me to really learn about the school and how everything works. For them to come in, and that went very well, and they said some nice things about the school that I agreed with. They told us that we have strong and high academic standards. They noticed that people have a real voice in the leadership of the school. They also said that we have a strong mission and vision, and that it's infiltrated into every aspect of the program. One of the members of that committee even said that we could teach other schools how to do that. And I thought that was great. But one thing I really think the school needs to move forward on is in the area of ACSI accreditation. ACSI accreditation is a stamp of approval for excellence in being a Christian school. And what that means is all the different standards that make for an excellent Christian school, then our school will be held to those. So that means that our faculty has to be well trained in biblical integration. They have to continually keep going to school to make sure that they're effective in teaching the Bible and incorporating those principles into their other content areas. It means that we have, as a school, have to be very committed to involving the community in our mission and the vision of the school. And people are surprised to learn that. I don't understand how education can separate the author of truth from truth. Isaac Newton Christian Academy is a place where those two things stay together. God is the author of truth, and as we learn about that truth, we learn more about God.
I feel comfortable speaking for all our parents at Isaac Newton, saying that we would like our kids all to be very service-oriented, value service projects, and things of that nature.
Students have an opportunity to serve through SWAT, through Christmas projects that we do around the community, through the junior leadership program. They are well trained in how to serve other people. That is an important part of what we do.
How do you think we should advance forward with the teaching and the learning imperatives to move us to the next level?
One thing I like is the commitment to technology. When you think about just a few years ago, nobody had even heard of a smart board. And now it's an important part of the way students learn in the classroom. And that integration of technology with the way that students learn. Our students use Skype to talk to people that are far away. They use video editing software. They're making documentary films and editing them right on the computer. We're using a new tool in the office that helps us manage all the data that we've got through the use of a computer program called RenWeb. And everything is being touched by technology. So it's very important that our students learn how to use that and are very efficient at it.
One big thing the board's really looking at is and evaluating is if we had a larger facility, would we be able to use it and give us room to grow in there? Would we be able to use it more of as an outreach facility for community youth ministries and things of that nature there as well?
I think we need to do our part to raise up brilliant Christian thinkers. And while the building may only be able to hold a few hundred students full time, there's different things that we could do to spread our Christian worldview into the community. There's classes and summer programs, all kinds of different things that we could offer, and the facility would be an important part of that.
Dean, as we wrap up this interview, the theme of the banquet is entrusted. We heard you use that word for Christian education during our interviewing process. I remember using that a couple different times, and then we've even heard you use it the last 6 months here as well. Can you explain that to me?
I think Nicole said it really well in the opening video. We are on a mission from God here, and parents have entrusted their children to us, and that's a great responsibility. It's also a privilege. Every day we have those children for over 7 hours, and the parents have asked us to come alongside them, to partner with them in the academic training of their children and in developing Christ-like character in them. That's a big job, but it needs to go on in every classroom, in every subject, every day. And that's what we do. We've been entrusted with a really big thing. And God has given us the ability to walk faithfully through that mission.
Dean, I just want to personally thank you for moving you and your family to Cedar Rapids and being part of the Isaac Newton Christian Academy. It is exciting, it's encouraging to have you with us, and I look forward to the future with you.
Thanks, Jim. It's great to be at Isaac Newton Christian Academy, the home of the Patriots. Now let's go get a hot dog.
You're buying.
No, you're buying.
No, you're buying.
No, you're buying.
You're salaried, I'm not.
You're still buying.